Good afternoon, everyone. Coming to you today with another tool video, but just my first reactions unboxings. So as you can see, I'm in my car. Still struggling a little bit with the voice, guys. I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. But I'm out and about today, and I was looking at tools for working on this project I got going on in the basement, and a lot of people use these drywall cutout tools now to just cut around the outlets, and it's quick, it's simple. And I thought, you know what, I'm doing a lot of outlets and light switches, that'd be pretty slick. So you know me, I'm a Metabo guy. I looked it up. It's like $180. Cheapest I found it was $99 for just the tool from Metabo. Now, in my area, Harbor Freight's kind of a decently big deal, I guess. There's a few of them. And I've seen a lot of people talking about how these Bauer tools are decent. Well, this week, Bauer has buy a battery and a charger, and it's a 5 amp hour battery. You buy that and a charger for 89 bucks, you get a free tool. Now, was the drywall cutoff tool one of those options? No, but there was a Sawzall in there, and I've kind of wanted a battery Sawzall for a while. I don't use them a ton, so I thought, you know what, I'll get that, try it out for you guys, see what I think of the Harbor Freight version, and just see how that goes. So I got that, and then the drywall tool was only 22 bucks. So $22, guys, for a 20 volt drywall cutout tool. Yes, I had to get a new system, which I don't love, but well, it's upside down. Hold on a sec. There you go. So it's not very big, as you can see. We'll open this up when I get home, but I just thought, hey, you know what, I'll try it out, show you guys what I think, and who knows, maybe it's not a bad option if you don't want to spend, I mean, for 100 bucks, I got 2 tools, a battery, a charger, you know, instead of just one tool. As much as I love Metabo, it's not something I'm going to use a whole lot. So it doesn't need to be quite the quality of what most of my Metabo tools are. We'll see, guys. I'll open it up here in a little bit, look at it. I'm sure I'll be disappointed compared to Metabo, but gotta keep in mind, 22 bucks. 22 bucks, guys. And we'll open in the back there, I got the Sawzall as well. We'll look at that. So a little bit of different video, guys. Bauer from Harbor Freight. Let's check it out. So here I am in my basement, guys. I will start by showing you here. Sorry for the bad shadows, but it is nighttime. This is the Bauer charger versus the Metabo charger. Now, neither of these ones have a fan. I do believe this is gonna charge faster. It's 14 to 18 volt. It usually charges in, you know, half an hour to 40 minutes, I'd say. This is a 5 amp hour battery from Bauer, actually, and it took about 45 to 50 minutes on their Rapid Plus charger. Now, this is only like $2 more than their normal charger, and it takes off about 15 minutes of charge time. So I would do that. It was part of this deal anyways. So you bought this and the battery, and then you got a free tool. So that was, I think, $89 for those two. But then I was able to get this reciprocating saw free. So you kind of weigh that in there. That's a pretty stinking good deal. And then, because I wanted a drywall cutoff tool, I bought this. So this was only $22, runs off that battery. I'm gonna open it up here and see what I think. All right, get a little light on it here. Hopefully it's not too bright. So right off the bat, your box isn't near as nice, guys. It's just a plain box. It's not shiny. I mean, the colors are all right, but it's a cheaper box. You have to tear it open. It doesn't have an easy open. But again, you paid 22 bucks. Excuse me, guys. So right off the bat, that's your packaging. That is not terribly impressive. You get that and a bag. But the tool itself, guys, doesn't feel cheap. That's going to be how you change your blade. Nice rubber grips. Solid switch. Honestly, I am, for $22, are you kidding me? I'm very impressed. So it comes with a belt clip, a couple adjustment stuff, and you got your wrench for that. So, your instructions. And that's it, guys. For 22 bucks, you are not going to get a battery. You're not going to get a blade. None of that. That's what you get for 22 bucks. But you only paid $22. You didn't pay $120 to $180 for one that you're not going to use that much. Now, if you're a professional, you might want to get a nicer one. I'm not a professional. I'm doing a few rooms. So something to note with this battery, guys. One of my big complaints about Metabo was that they did not put rubber on their batteries. The whole bottom of this battery is rubber. Now, the new 36-volt battery from Metabo does have rubber, but their older ones didn't. This one does. It's got, you know, it's only 3, but you got a battery gauge and 5 amp hours, which that's pretty nice. So I left that on accident. But there it is with that battery. It's really not heavy, even with that battery. I mean, guys, this is a simple tool, on off, right? This is where your belt clip goes. Let me be honest, for the price, I am very impressed. I mean, I haven't cut through anything, but so far, build quality, appearance, I like it. I mean, if you look at the Metabo tools, it has a very similar build pattern. Lots of rubber, you know, which makes it grippy. I like the 2 colors, and I like the price, 22 bucks. Depth gauge, everything the big boys have at a fraction of the price, so hopefully it cuts drywall well. Now, as any guy with tools knows, looks aren't everything, right? But you don't want a crappy looking tool either. That is a sharp looking tool, you guys. It really is. You know, for, again, $22. I'm happy I'm trying it. It gets me into this Bauer system if I want just a cheap tool like this for just a quick project. Would I love to buy a Metabo tool for every single project? Absolutely. But let's be realistic. Not all you watching want to spend that much money, and I don't want to spend that much money. I just bought that right angle drill, and that cost over $100, about $120. I don't need to pay $120 for a cutout tool. Not after that. So 22 bucks plus the battery, of course. So I'm in this for just over $100, but I got 2 tools instead of 1. So let's take a look at the other tool. So here is the reciprocating saw, guys. I don't know how much this is normally. I want to say it's about 50 bucks if you were to buy it by itself. Again, with all the Bauer stuff, it's just a tool. You're not getting a battery, you're not getting a charger, you don't even get a blade. So that's, the blade thing is not a huge deal, but if you didn't pay attention to that and you got home and didn't have a blade, that would be pretty frustrating. But I'm going to tear into this one, and I might have to set the phone down for that. Again, it's a plain, boring box, guys. It's nothing. This box is actually pretty beat up. They didn't have a ton of them to choose from. I think it was a pretty big sale. So, let's say this, the box opens a little easier. Excuse me a second while I just pull this out. So as with the cutoff wheel, you get a bag and one little piece of cardboard on the end. Guys, I do apologize. I lost my tripod after the last filming, so I gotta find that. Because one-handed opening things isn't the most fun to watch. All right, let me get this out of the bag. There it is, everyone. So you got a bunch of rubber again. This is all rubber. This is all rubber. Got that two-tone color scheme, which I like. I like to know my company names. Might have done it a little bit big, but yeah, that's pretty big compared to my Tabo. But like I said, it's a very similar color idea, and I do like that. If you look close, it says brushless right there. Simple, battery slides in. You have a depth gauge. Push that button, that moves around. If you flip it over gently so we don't scratch on your tool, this is your blade change right here. So when you pull this, it actually, you could see, it does that right there. So if that ever broke, you could actually do that manually. Most of them are manual, so it's nice that that has a little lever you can pull. It's decently heavy, but again, it sure looks nice. Let's pop the battery and see that, how loud this one is. In case you're curious about any of the model information. So I don't see a speed setting. I think it's just, here's your lock. Pull and go. I will say this, guys, that feels a little cheap, but I had that on my Tabo drill once, so I don't think that's make or break it by any means. Let's get that battery out of the drywall tool here and stick it in. There, give me just a second. Right off the bat, notice something here. It has a pretty decent light on it. That's nice, especially in a battery saw like this. So I'm not gonna do too much here, guys. Gently pull that. It's definitely got the power that you need. Variable speed trigger there, so you can change the speed just by how hard you're pulling the trigger. So now again, these are just my first looks at these. Haven't used them, obviously. Don't know toughness, you know, any of that. This is just a first looks, and I came in expecting to be disappointed. I really did. I mean, 22 bucks for one. The other one's free when you buy the battery and the charger. How great are they going to be, really? They look good. They look good. I'm quite impressed. We'll see in the long run, but they look like solid tools, guys, at a cheap price. If you're just looking for something in your house, you're not going to be doing a lot of projects like me. Or you're doing a project like this one that's not something you're going to do a whole lot of. Check it out. I also looked at the Hercules brand. Once you get to the Hercules brand, you're taking that next step up in their quality of tools. I think they call this one better, and then I believe Hercules is best. You're paying for Hercules. You might as well get my Tabo at that point. I looked at even like their miter saw stands. They're over 200 bucks. It's not At that point, I think you go with your name brand tools, right? But for something like what I'm doing, for the price, I did not want to go spend more. I've spent too much already. I'm going to be spending even more down here. So I think it was a good buy. We'll see long term, of course. We'll go out and we'll cut some wood with this reciprocating saw, hopefully soon. Maybe I can use it on my paths to trim the trees without having to drag the chainsaw out. That would be quite handy. And we'll test it out. But thanks for checking this out. There's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. Just one more. That is also Bauer. So check this out. So I am a sucker for tool bags, so I know where my stuff is. And with this being another brand, I thought, you know what? I wonder if they have a tool bag. And they did. I had to pay extra for it. So there's another added cost. This was $11. But it's basically what you get. On the top of one is zipped close. But as far as build quality, guys, you're looking at basically the same. You really are. So thick canvas, pockets on the inside, pockets on the inside. So this was 11. It's the same quality, everyone. That one. They're both made cheaply to hold your tool. But what I like is that now, because I have multiple brands on my shelf, I can quickly see where my Bauer stuff is. Is it Metabo? No. But does it look pretty good? I think so. Again, thanks for coming checking it out. We will look at more of these Bauer tools in the future, I think. Got my eyes on a couple if they run them on sale. They have like a jigsaw that runs on this for, it's $40. Now, as I've shown, you can get Metabo tools that cheap if you find them on clearance. And those are good tools. Doesn't happen very often, so I don't use a jigsaw a lot. Maybe the Bauer jigsaw is a good option for me. It'll probably last me years. But thanks for coming, checking out the video. We'll catch you next time.